Speaking of things that were not boring, we had 4 phenomenal games this week. Vancouver, San Jose, Montreal, Toronto, SKC, Colorado, and of course, LAFC, LA Galaxy. I'm going to let Adam start off with a game that I thought was going to be one of maybe 2 flyers at the end of it. Vancouver, San Jose. Adam, break down kind of what you saw, the biggest events of the game, if you can fit it all within a 3-hour time span, because my goodness, there was so much going on in this one.
Yeah. So before I start, Andrew, do you have anything you want to say to me before I talk about this Vancouver game?
Not a single word.
Nothing about me predicting Ali Adnan's going to score.
No,
making jokes about why he's playing at left back when he's clearly their striker.
Not a word. Not a word.
Fine. Yeah, so Andrew and I were talking about this game before it kicked off. Joking, banter aside, I said that it's weird having their best player play left back. And what does he do 10 minutes into the game? Ronaldo chops playing left wing, curls it far post with his right foot. 1-0 Vancouver. Beautiful stuff. Ali Adnan for Ballon d'Or, even though it got canceled this year. This game was wild. This is the way I kind of envision Vancouver playing, because the last game they played, it was 2 hours of my life I will never get back.
Yep.
The conceding 4 goals isn't necessarily a great shout. I mean, you kind of expect their back line to do a little bit better, but that's the kind of high tempo, really good soccer we want to see from these teams. This game was just, wild, just back and forth, late winners, Wondolowski scoring again like he always does.
Can we talk about that goal before you continue? The fact that he's going to get a goal because a ball accidentally skimmed off his head and the goalkeeper forgot how to use his hands.
That's pretty much his specialty.
You do have to mark Chris Wondolowski at some point in the box too, though. Yeah. He had nobody within 5 yards of him.
Twice. That happened today or yesterday too. The same thing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking with some people on Twitter during their last game, and can anyone tell me what Vancouver's biggest strength is? And this is a genuine question. Can anyone tell me what's the best part of that Vancouver team? Because I have no idea.
No left back.
Other than Ali Adnan.
They used to have Alphonso Davies. Does that count? Is that good? Is that not?
That does count. In the world. I'm okay with that.
I think Marc Dos Santos, obviously we have a little bit of love here for Marc Dos Santos. He was one of our former assistant coaches and, knows how to play us pretty well too. He grinded a game down 1-0 that he beat us. And I think they are on the right track with him as coach, but I think we're going to see a little bit over the next couple of seasons if he can create a system, right? Because you've got Bruce Arena, Bob Bradley, so many of these great coaches, they have systems. And if Marc Dos Santos can prove he's got a system, whether it almost looks like a hybrid of kind of Portland and Seattle, maybe up there in Cascadia, he's kind of taking from what he knows. Portland likes to grind games out. They're very physical. Kind of Seattle, a little less physical, a little more finesse, but a little nice marrying of the two, which I think is great. I don't think he's got the horses yet in Vancouver to make things go. And then they lost Cavallini and a bunch of other people right before this. So I don't look at this as any indication of what they're going to look like if we have a season after this. But I think what we're seeing, those guys look pretty solid considering they have so many holes in their moving parts right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yes, like you said, they're missing, I don't know how many probably of their starting lineup. But it's just a weird vibe I get from their team. So they're conceding, 3-4 goals a game. So you can't say the back line's doing that well, even though Kerpau's fantastic. And I hope, however, whatever injury he got last game, he's back for.
Oh no, he's not.
No,
he broke
out.
Something. He definitely. Cool. They were cutting his glove off. He couldn't move. It didn't look good at all.
Okay, yeah, fair. The midfield 4-3. I don't know how they play. They change consistently throughout the game. Has some bright spots. Mbam Wang is probably their best midfielder. And then Andrew and Connor know how much I love Jordi Reyna.
Stop it.
I mean, in fairness, and Andrew and I were talking about it mid-game, but Alianon had the first. Yordi Reyna should have had the second. I don't know. That was peak MLS. San Jose have a corner. They send 15 guys into the box, including the goalie for some reason, 20 minutes of the game. Vancouver counterattack. Yordi Reyna should just walk the ball into the goal. It scuffs a shot, hits the defender, rolls into the back of the net for an own goal. I could not tell you what that was, but peak MLS.
It was 2020 in a goal. That's what 2020 was in one goal.
That was the biggest mess of a 10-second counterattack I've ever seen. But, San Jose outshot them 30-7.
22 corners.
Yeah, name another game where the other team has 22 corners.
Well, I can. It's a record, so there is none.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. But I'll give it to Vancouver. 7 shots on target, 3 goals. So
clinical.
Yeah, we can have 100 shots if you don't make them. Doesn't matter how many you get.
There were a couple gifts in there though. Some easy ones that we're not gonna miss.
Yeah.
At Daniel Vega being awful.
Yeah, Daniel Vega's. Yeah.
He's easily one of my least favorite goalkeepers in this league. Coming from a goalkeeper, that's a lot.
And you get our friends at Sacktown kind of told us about San Jose beforehand, and I think they're starting to weirdly find their stride now. They didn't start the first 2 games before this tournament all that well, but I think they're slowly starting to find their rhythm, and who knows how far they can go in this now.
They've got clean sheets in the last 2, right? So they're doing something right. And I like Jackson Ewell, too. He's another one that he could be one of those up-and-comers on the U.S. men's national team, someone who's fun to watch because I like his pace. I like his movement, and he doesn't make those typical MLS runs where you stay in your lane, you run your line. It was almost, not to bring it back to the first Chicha goal, right, where Chicha cuts across the box and makes that run that MLS players don't make. I see Jackson Ewell making a lot of those runs too, so he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's definitely learning off of Wando because Wando has that type of movement too. He's very, very smart in the box.
Definitely.
Very interested to see what happens if he starts getting time around players better than he is right now, because you've got a lot of people who are almost forcing him to play a way that he shouldn't be playing. And I'd love to see him somewhere with Atlanta or LAFC where you've got players who love making these crisscross runs diagonal and how he can intertwine with them. But alas, that probably won't be happening anytime soon.
Yeah. He has the Christian Espinozas, he has the Wandos, he has some talent around him. It's just whether or not he can continue to grow and play off those guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so Shea Salinas' wonder goal, probably going to win goal of the week, I would hope.
Probably.
I think, didn't they give it to Frankie Amaya, or was that last week's?
Did they give that to Frankie Amaya? That'd be criminal if they gave it to Frankie Amaya.
Pretty sure Frankie Amaya got goal of the week because I don't know if you know this, Cincinnati won a game.
I was about to say that's why. That's
against
extra bonus points because they not only scored a goal,
right?
Won a game.
Well, guess what? They're probably going to win this week too. So
I can't wait. I want those teams, the Orlandos, the FC Cincinnati's, the Colorado. Well, not so much Colorado, right? But I want these teams to do well. Because everyone's watching this, right? You want your product, as MLS is, you want your product to look good. And when you are, like you mentioned it, right? Other than NWSL, we're the only league going right now in Major League, in North American professional sports. So when we're on television, I want us to look good. And I can't say I've ever seen FC Cincinnati look good. So at least they had their moment, right? Frankie Amaya, #1 pick overall, kid out of UCLA here. It's really cool to see him take his shot and have his moment and have that be. And that's let's be honest. Atlanta, they're not Atlanta, right? They don't have Joseph. They're a mess all over the field right now. But that's a huge win for FC Cincinnati. So happy for that kid.
Yeah. So I was about to say that you were going to be good friends with Adam here, because Adam has a very special spot for FC Cincinnati, but you said you're very happy for them, so I don't know if you guys are going to blend very well. But that's okay.
No, broken clock's right twice a day.
There you go.
So
Right.
Blind squirrels find acorns.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, no, I think it's just wild stuff. I remember watching this game, and I was trying to keep up with the live tweets, and I couldn't. Everything was going bang, bang, bang.